Hello to you, my friends. I hope you're all doing really well. This is a very different type of video to the kind of videos I usually do. So I'm thinking for that reason, it's probably brought some new people to the channel who don't usually come to my channel. So if that's you, I want to say hello. I want to just talk about something that, and there is a reason for this. It's the COVID-19 coronavirus thing. Now, I think I got it, but I'm not sure. And that might sound bizarre, but that is the reason I'm making this video. And just to let you know for the record, this is not clickbait. And in fact, it's for that reason that I have not monetized this video. So I'm not making any money from this video. But this is just something that I'm very seriously wanting to ask you, and I'm really looking for answers, and hopefully what I'm saying might answer some of your questions too. Now, to those of you who don't know me, obviously I am not a doctor. I'm no medical expert. I'm just a music producer and a artist development coach. So the story starts, let's go back to March last year, 2020, when we here in the UK went into lockdown, and a lot of people lost their jobs. It's been a very hard time. But my fiance was furloughed, meaning she was paid to stay at home. I'm self-employed, so it didn't really affect me that much, and I just carried on as normal. So what happened within a week of my fiance being at home? She woke up one morning and she said she can't smell anything. She can't taste anything. And we thought that was very strange. So what do? The first thing is you jump onto the internet and you start Googling. And then we found a lot of people who were saying things about, not being able to smell and taste. Of course, back then, that was not recognized as a COVID-19 symptom. Fast forward to the present date, we now know that if you've lost your sense of smell and taste, you've had coronavirus. And this virus is strange. It seems to affect people in very different ways. I've always said it's almost like a science fiction kind of virus. It's not like the old zombie movies where, you come foaming at the mouth and you've got the disease and everyone keeps away from you. This is just very, very brutal. The fact that you can walk around without any symptoms and you can infect other people and they can die from it. And what's really bizarre about this virus is the fact that, as you know, some people can be asymptomatic. Some people are not affected by it. Some people can get mild symptoms and some people die from it. So it's a very, very strange virus. Anyway, you know that. But so my fiance lost her sense of smell and taste, and she got a bit distressed about it. She reached out. She phoned the ambulances and the hospitals at the time were telling you not to call them if you had to phone this number. So there was a number you called 111. She would phone them, and they just told her to relax. It's probably nothing. But as we looked deeper into it, people were talking about losing their sense of smell and taste. And as we say, we now know that that is a COVID symptom. Now, we all know that COVID-19 affects different people differently. Some people get no symptoms, some people get mild symptoms, and some people unfortunately die from it. And it's just very odd. Now, what we do know is that it is very, very contagious. Now, what I'm saying to you is if my fiance had got it, there is no way I would have not got it, so I must have got it. Now, here's the strange thing, and this is the purpose of this whole video. I'm reaching out to you for answers. I'm hoping that someone out there will be experiencing what I'm experiencing, and we can hopefully have a conversation and just, help each other. And that's why I'm glad I've got this platform to reach out to you. So anyway, fiance lost her sense of smell and taste. Sense of smell and taste came back gradually, and I had nothing. Of course, at the time, we didn't know that it was COVID. But then, maybe a couple of months later, I started developing like back pain, and we'd just go for a walk, and my back was killing me anyway. And I've never had back trouble before. Fast forward to about September, we had this is when we just came out of the lockdown. We were planning to go on holiday to Cyprus. And about a couple of weeks before we were meant to go to Cyprus, I woke up one morning and I just, woke up and I literally fell over. Everything was spinning. It was like getting off a fairground ride. It was, my head was spinning. I felt nauseous. I collapsed. I dragged myself to the bathroom and I just lay on the floor. And yeah, I'm one of these people, when I get sick, I kind of just, I don't want attention. I just go away and I just lock myself away. But this was so bad that I actually called my fiance, who was now back at work because the lockdown was over, and I told her she must come home. I didn't know what's happening. So she came home and she found me in a very bad way. I was in a very bad state. I was nauseous. I was spinning. And then, to cut a long story short, later on that evening, I started getting pains up my arm, and she panicked. She called the ambulance. They came very quickly. They, got me down to hospital. They ran all kinds of tests on me, and I, couldn't find anything wrong. And then, since then, I've been going to the hospital, I went for a hearing and a balance test. I mean, the NHS here are very, very good. So I went for an MRI scan. And here's the thing. This was September. We are now in February. Whereas I have recovered, I still haven't completely recovered. I get this strange feeling of absolute brain fog sometimes, which is difficult for me because, I'm known as quite a fast, sharp kind of guy to some. And I, my job requires me to be on the ball, and it requires a great deal of enthusiasm and passion and concentration, which I'm really struggling with at the moment. It's getting easier, but my symptoms really are, the dizziness is completely gone, but I still have this kind of weird, it's very hard to explain. It almost feels like a hangover. And although I have days where it feels better, I have never completely recovered from this, and it's been about 5 months now. There are days where it's worse, and like the other day, we were out walking and I just had to come back home, literally, and just go straight to bed because I get these terrible attacks of like severe fatigue. Now, once again, I had no respiratory problems. I had no breathing problems. It was just at this terrible, mad sort of like head. Now, as I say, 5 months later, I am better, but I have still not 100% recovered. Now, I've gone for an MRI scan. It showed up clear. I've been for a hearing and balance test. My hearing is apparently very good for my age, which I'm happy about because I am a producer. My hearing is important to me. And I guess that is just the reason why I'm making this video. I want to ask you if there's anyone out there who is experiencing this, because I haven't really, the doctors haven't been able to tell me what it is. Some of them think it's a viral infection. And here's a very interesting thing as well, was when I got this in September, it was just as we came out of lockdown, we were just meant to go to Cyprus. And this is what's strange, is that in order to go to Cyprus, we needed to take a COVID swab test. So we went to the Harley Street Clinic here in London because, we paid more because I wanted a proper result. And that before you can get into Cyprus, you need to prove that you are COVID clear. Anyway, so we went for the swab test and we were clear. I didn't have anything. So, of course, that was the swab test, but then, and I'm no expert, I think you get the antibody test, which shows whether you did have it. So all I'm saying is, at the time when I had the swab test, I obviously never had it. But it is my belief that I did have it earlier on, and that I am indeed suffering from a long-haul COVID symptom. Once again, this is a very nasty virus. There is a lot that doctors and experts are still learning from it. We don't know why it is that it does the things it does, but we do know, and that I've found it attacks everyone in a different way. Every week we get a list of symptoms which are added to the COVID list. However, what I'm suffering from, I haven't really seen on the COVID symptoms list, and that is the reason for this video. So if you're experiencing some of the symptoms that I'm experiencing, or if you have experienced them, please leave your comments in the description below. I will get back to you, and let's just start a discussion there. As I say, I don't usually use my platform for these type of videos, but I just really am desperate for information at the moment, and hopefully information that can help you. Once again, I feel fine. So to my regular subscribers, don't worry about me, I'm fine. And I've kept this kind of private because I don't like to talk about my private life. My channel is about my content, it's not about me. But once again, it started off as a dizziness, a nauseousness, terrible spinning, couldn't get up. I was in bed for like 3 days, and it's gotten better, but it is still there ever so slightly. And I have these severe attacks of brain fog and severe headaches and fatigue every now and then. So it's getting better, but it's taking very, very long. So if you're experiencing anything like that, please reach out to me. I would love to connect with you, and let's just talk about it, man. It can be quite reassuring. Anyway, and to any one of you who are suffering from COVID, or if you've been affected by this, and if you've lost family, I truly, my heart goes out to you. I'm so sorry. I personally know of a lot of people that this has affected. My parents are in their 70s. They both had their jab. I worry about them, and I've got some friends that are quite vulnerable, and I worry about them as well. And I just hope everything's going to be okay. So thank you for your time. Leave your comments in the description below if you've had any symptoms as what I've explained to you, and I will get back to you. And yeah, you take care and be safe. Bye now.